Hello, this is Lisa Hazard and Misty Lore with the podcast We Are All Psychic. And today we have a fantastic guest. I met her about 2 months ago. Her name is Candice. Candice, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everyone.
Candice, we have a question for you. Do you think we are all psychic?
Yes, I think we are all psychic. I think we all have this ability, to be able to tap into it, our intuition. And I think it's here to help and guide us. You can also use it every day. I think it takes time and experience and awareness to notice it. That's how it was for me, because I felt that I knew things as a child, but when you're young, you don't label it. Um, yeah, so
That's a very good point. When you're young, it's just what it is. It's just
Yeah.
it. It's just a thing that you just experienced, and it's how the way the world is. It's so true. So, how did you like? Were you grow? Did you grow up around this kind of stuff, or when were you exposed to like these ways of thinking, empathy, psychic, and stuff like that?
no, I didn't grow up around that at all. That's why I said it took, time and experience. Yeah,
But what
I
what what,
just
what area of listeners? If you don't know, I met Candice, and if you remember, and you've been listening to the podcast, we had
Dun,
an
dun,
interview with
dun.
dun, dun, dun. We had an interview with B Woo, and B Woo is a medium. She's the New York medium, and that's how I met Candice. She has a psychic circle on Thursdays, and she has a medium circle on Sundays. Candice and I met through these, and they are fun. They
Yeah,
are
they are.
fun, and Candice, she's really good. She'll pull something out of the air, and it'll be like, wow, how does she know that? How she maybe we are all psychic, and I'll have to reconsider because there for a minute I was doubting, and then I go into one of these circles, and everybody in the Zoom room is psychic. Is that not true? They all work it, and you do too. So,
yeah.
listeners, she does a variety of things. Candice, would you like to tell the listeners what skills you have acquired and work with?
So I do energy healing and
Ooh, my favorite.
mediumship readings and psychic readings.
Okay, when you do a psychic reading, do you use tools or do you use cards or pendulum or anything like that, or do you just let it happen?
I'm using cards and my pendulum and intuitive guidance from my spirit team.
Okay, so
Good.
what area of this interested you first? Where did you start when you first started developing it?
I first started with energy healing.
Okay, and what kind of energy healing? Tell us about that.
So I first went to I first had an experience that I didn't really understand, and so I was drawn to an angel workshop in my town. And when I went to that, they were saying afterwards that you can attend a course and develop a lot of things. And that's where my spiritual journey first started many, many years ago. And I'm actually still in the same circle today.
Oh
So
my
we do.
gosh, that's so
So
cool.
what happened? What happened exactly?
So I was going through a hard time many years ago, and I had like a clairvoyant vision with this lady that just, appeared in front of me. And it took me a while to realize afterwards, that it was an angel. And
Oh,
and I was just looking at her, and she was just like swaying, and she just had a smile. So she didn't say anything to me, and I was just looking at her, and I felt she like blew sparkles at me in my face, and I went back like that. And
energy. Yeah.
and after that, I was like dancing around the room, singing, and I could hear the angel music.
Oh, that
and
sounds wonderful.
That
and I
does.
felt on such a high, and I just feel like she gave me hope and joy. And, I think that's such a good message that if anyone is really battling, there is higher power, love, and support out there.
Yeah, Angel
What
came
did
and
she
showed
look
you.
like? What did she
Yeah,
look like? You said she was like a woman, but like a
she was a lady, beautiful, long brown hair, and she was wearing like a lilac dress.
Oh,
Very beautiful, yeah, and she was just smiling the whole time.
did she have
oh,
wings? Did
I
she have
didn't
angel
see
wings?
that.
I always ask her, I love the wings. I don't know that. Yeah,
I do
they
too.
ooh, wings, feathers.
Me do too.
Yeah.
Me do too. Me do
Me
too.
do
Yeah.
too. Me like
No, no,
feather.
me
Me
like
like
wings.
wings.
Yeah.
I got wings too. That's really exciting, man. That would blow my mind. And was that like the first time you had a spirit visitation that you remember and knew what it was?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm curious. So when you went into energy healing, was it with angels? Is that how you started?
No. We taught that it's not us doing it, that it's, our God, angels, spirit guides that channel through us to heal the people.
Okay, yeah, yeah. That's really great. I love that. And I know one other person who works with angels and heals through with the angels. Or angels heal through her, and she's been on the podcast. It's just when she does it for me, every time I ask, it works. It's
Yeah, she is
miraculous. There's a
good.
miracle every time. It's like there's miracles
Hmm.
everywhere. So when did you figure out your mediumship? How did you progress in through that and develop it?
So, with my mediumship, I was shown mediumship. Um, you know, I went to the spa with my mom in 2019, and we were having a treatment done, and we were so relaxed, and my eyes were closed, and I was in nature, and all of a sudden, this like movie clip appeared in front of me, and it was an elderly lady, and I noticed she was speaking in a different language, so I couldn't understand, what she was saying. So I was
Yeah.
just watching her speak, and then and then this little boy appeared just in front of her, and she drew me a symbol of a heart, and then it went away, and I realized it must be a message for the lady in front of me.
Oh.
But I had my mom next to me, so I didn't say anything, and um, I've always been taught that if you get a message and if you don't say it, then you're gonna regret, not saying it.
Yes, I'm the
So,
same way. It's
Misty
like a
gets
feeling you
messages.
get. It's like a feeling like if you don't say it right then, you get physically
yeah,
sick, or I do. Like my nerves get horribly bad.
yeah. So many hours passed, and in near home time, I thought, no, I can't leave without not saying anything. So I went and found her and I told her, and she was so thankful. She had tears in her eyes and she had so
Oh.
much gratitude because she was missing her grandmother, and she had a little boy. So I think the
Oh, the
grandmother,
grandmother is like saying, "Love you both." Yeah.
yes, yes.
Oh.
Oh. Aren't you glad
Oh.
you did that?
And
Oh.
then, and then after that, lockdown happened and gave me time, because my boys and my husband raised, so our lifestyle is quite hectic. And I just felt such a high energy um, to
Continue
go
to work.
to go with mediumship, and the pull
Yeah.
was so strong. I was starting my business, and I didn't just want to add healing. I was like pulled to add mediumship too. So I did courses, and I sit in circles like 5 times a week, and I'm trying to do everything to improve. And I didn't know at the time of starting this, all the healing and the inner work, the journey that you actually go through. You have to work through your fears and your
Yes.
confidence and wounds, and
Yes.
it's amazing, and
Hmm.
I love it, because I really feel like it's what I'm meant to be doing.
Yes, and when
I
you said that,
understand. Yeah.
when you were saying about the pull, you're saying you're pulled to medium. That's how I feel about this work. I've been in and out of it, but every time I
Yeah,
get back into it, it's like I pull's pulling me. I don't feel pushed. I want to
yeah,
go, but it's pulling. It really does
And
feel
you
like
love it too.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
love it so much.
yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah.
you guys seem, yeah, I know you do, Candice and Misty. It's all you do now.
Yeah.
When you have a free
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. That's true. Very,
So
very true.
Candice, how did you get into doing the psychic readings with the pendulum and cards? How did
So
that develop?
it's just I realized with my energy healing that I was starting to get a lot of information and messages that came through my energy healing work, because I work with the aura and the chakras,
Yeah.
and um, So it's been an easy transition for me to start working with cards because I realized people want advice and guidance a lot too, you know.
Very
So
much.
yeah, so yeah, that's how I've started with that.
That's
But we've
really
been
cool.
yeah, but I've been doing it many, many years ago in my first course that I started anyway. So it's just a long journey, you know.
It's
It's
a
your
fun
journey.
one. It's like you
It
said, it's
is.
hard at times. It can be hard at
It
times when you're
is.
going through your own stuff.
Yeah,
And some stuff is
yeah,
hard to look at. But if you look at it, for me, when I looked at it and really pulled it apart, that little nugget of self-loathing at the center of whatever I was digging through, I could
yeah,
just kind of like eat it. Yeah, put it back
Yeah.
in and digest it. And, I mean, that's just, joking aside, it's like, it's not as bad. It is just a little piece
yeah.
of self-loathing that can just be kind of rubbed out and just flicked away,
And
but
that self-doubt too.
self-doubt comes from that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of the journey a lot of people don't want to do when they're learning about this stuff, but it's hard to help
Yeah.
other people until I can get in there and get at those nuggets of whatever I need to and explore them and get rid of them or
Yeah.
transmute them. So
It's
Hmm.
having the clearest channel you can be, you know.
yes,
And,
exactly.
I
So
like to think of it as soul to soul communication, you know.
yes, that's a good way to put it.
That
Yeah.
is a good way.
I like that.
I
I
love
think
that.
I'm gonna name the podcast "Soul to Soul Communication."
Yes, I think you should.
I think I will. Missy, do you have
Perfect.
do you have questions for Candice?
Okay, so when you started using the tarot, did it come naturally to you, or were you taught from somebody else, or did you teach yourself, or how did that come along?
No, I haven't really learned tarot. I've always been taught, you know, that the cards will speak to you, look at the colors, look at the numbers, look at the pictures, and just give what information comes.
Oh,
Um,
I love that.
yeah,
That's
and
how
then
I read too.
and then I just give what I receive, you know, if you just be still and quiet your mind,
Yes.
you will start receiving information.
That I'm so glad you said that because there's so much pressure I feel like on me to learn the meaning of every card and the reverse meaning and learn everything, and it will drive me nuts. But I
Yeah,
gave Lisa a reading not too long ago, and I just kind of glanced at the cards and I was like, okay, da 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 da. And she was like, you don't need the cards. You can do it without them. They're just a tool. And
yeah,
so I started looking at it like that, and boy, it was a lot easier. So I want everybody to understand that, listeners, you don't have to know them like, front to back, or, you know, reversed or whatever. You can do it by the way you feel and touch them.
Well,
and
like
what sticks out for you? Yeah,
and what you said
I
at the
love it.
beginning of the podcast, Candice, about your intuition and trusting it. It's really that's what
Hmm.
the
yeah,
cards are for. Yeah,
yeah,
Yes. And the same thing as the pendulum. Like, I love my pendulum.
she's good with
I
pendulum.
just love it. I can just sit there and like walk into a room where there's like, or a shop where there's pendulums everywhere, and I can just get them all going. it's
She does. They
it's like I walk by and they're all like, "Ooh," which one do I want to bring home? They're so much fun. They are.
Yeah, I'm not good at them, Candice. I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I have an essential tremor. So when I hold them, they just vibrate. They don't like to talk to me. But then if I do,
Oh,
they get in there and they want me to ask another way. So they'll be always like, ask it differently, ask it differently. They want me to get the wording right. And then if I do,
yeah.
maybe I'll
yeah,
get an answer. So,
yeah.
Candice,
I've used mine a lot.
do you have any advice for people who are exploring this side of themselves for the first time or interested? What would you
Yeah.
advise?
I feel like you have to love what you do and have a passion for it. And it's all about the healing. You know, you must have compassion and love, and it must always be for their highest good, you know. And lots of practice, trust your intuition, and you must believe and be positive. Have awareness, you know, of your clues, like what am I feeling, what am I seeing, hearing, or knowing,
Mhm.
and intentions at the beginning are so important. And it's a
Yes.
beautiful journey of healing for yourself and the client, and you grow, and it's a never-ending learning.
It is a
isn't it?
never-ending learning, and it is about
Yeah.
healing. You're absolutely right. There's no
Yes, it
other
is.
goal. It's about healing. Thank
Well,
you
that's
so
the
much,
fun part
Candice.
about it.
Where can listeners find you if they want to know more about you? Is there anywhere on the internet, or she's in South Africa, so you can't probably go see her if you're around here, unless you want to. I guess you could travel by boat, Just, like get a canoe
Rowboat.
and start
Row,
going.
row, row your boat.
Yeah, Misty and I'll take the rowboat through the Atlantic Ocean.
Merrily, 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 not the buttery.
My website is candicepurchase.co.za, and I'm on the Stars Psychics and SA Psychics. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put all the information, listeners, in the description of the podcast, and you can check Candice out. You need to. She is amazing.
Yes.
Just
I have
talking with
seen her
you.
work, yes.
You were just you just calmed me down. She had said she was nervous before the podcast because she's never done one. She's a little shy, she said. And I just, your presence is just so soothing to me. The first time I met you, it was soothing. I want to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can find your advice from psychics and empaths to get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And lastly, Candice, thank you so much. And Misty, thank you as always.
Thank
and
you.
of course, the listeners. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for listening. And any last words, anybody?
Thanks for having me on the show.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking with the trucks. Because psychic is truck, and you gotta truck it.
Yeah. You got to truck along.
Truck along, listeners. Thank you, Candice.
Okay.
Thank you, Misty. Thank you, listeners. Peace out.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.